Hi Pisces, welcome to your August 2018 reading. This is going to be great if you are a Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, or even Venus. If it doesn't resonate, please check your other signs. It will not resonate with everybody. If it doesn't, just count your blessings and just know that this message was for somebody else. Okay, Pisces. So I just want to say, remember how last month we talked about there was something, a lot of you needing to show and prove yourself to someone that you love, someone that loves you, someone that you've hurt in a way. For a lot of you, I was just getting that energy of like, look, they're holding you to the fire right now. I do feel like this kind of piggybacks off of that read, like continues it. I don't feel like this is a completely different situation for a lot of you, the ones who it applied to. Now, we've got three major arcana: Hierophant, Justice, Death. Big things popping. And we've got quite a few sword cards. At least ones that I don't really care to see in a reading. We've got the Five of Swords, we've got the Three of Swords, we've got the Seven of Swords. So let's break this down and kind of see how this plays out. But starting out here, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the Justice card that was crossed by the Nine of Pentacles. Some of you guys can be dealing with a legal situation. Some of you guys can be getting a divorce. Did I say that because above that you've got the Three of Swords? So I do feel like Pisces are kind of in a way about something right now. A lot of you guys may have felt heartbroken. Maybe if it was, having to do with that situation, if you felt like last month's read really resonated with you, maybe you guys decided that it would just be best that you guys go your separate ways. And maybe this has to do with us separating, right? Now, for some of you, I do feel like in this separation, you are going to, like, let's say, like it's court and like there's some type of settlement. Some of you, I think, will be successful. Some of you guys, I do not think will win and be successful. Either way, though, whatever Pisces you are, I do see that at the end of the day, justice is going to be served. Justice that's best for the greater good of the whole situation, right? It's not just about you. Like, literally, justice will be served. Either way, let's say you end up let's say you have a divorce, right? And you have to pay like alimony or something. Either way, you're going to be good. You're a person who's in the position where you can afford to, give up that one pinnacle or whatever whatever it is. If you are one of them that is winning a settlement and going to be receiving some money or something, I feel like this is going to put you in a place where you feel good and comfortable on your own, to where you can really like use that to propel forward. Okay. But it definitely does feel like that. Some of you guys may be dealing with a Libra, the Justice card, or a Earth sign, which is Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Okay. But it seems like justice is definitely going to be served this month. You guys are, and along with that, because justice isn't always just about a decision. It always isn't always about like a judgment like that. Sometimes justice is really just about you coming into your own, right? And maybe that's something that you're doing now that you're single. Okay, for those of you who are single, yeah, maybe that's just something that you're able to come into your own now because you don't have another person that you feel is like breathing down your neck or always having expectations of you and like just things that you can't fulfill or something. You know what I mean? Like it could be something like that. Like this free time that you have away from this person has really um, allowed you to go deeper into yourself and figure out things that you want for yourself, right? Because this justice card is holding the sword of truth and the scale. So what is true for you? What works for you? What balances you? What makes you feel okay? I feel like some of you guys are really making that your focus this month, which is good. Like I said, some of you, I feel like it was like a court case. Maybe you're heartbroken due to the outcome. Some of you may have broken up with someone and that's still on your mind. Someone may have been lied to or betrayed by someone. Someone may have been doing the lying or betraying. But there is a sense of loss here with the Three of Swords, right? Yeah. Now, in a way, what's good is I do see that the Three of Swords isn't necessarily stopping you. A lot of times, like when we get heartbroken or disappointed about something, it brings us to the point of paralysis, right, where we can't move forward. You guys are moving forward. It's a little icky. It's a little sticky. Um, but again, I really feel like you guys, with whatever's gone on, this is a time for you. You guys are really trying to be fair to yourselves and dig deeper about what it is that you've always wanted, what you've always needed. Maybe looking at the situation and seeing how you could have fucked it up, or seeing what you just whatever um, role you played in the situation, because we all play a role, right? Um, and then at the root, it's like you guys have that Page of Pentacles. So you guys are ready to start new. You're ready to start fresh. Pages always come around the cusp of new things. This is also the learner card. So you guys are trying to learn more about yourselves. You're trying to learn more about, what you want as far in terms of stability, in terms of, your money, your value, your stability, your home, you could have kids, and this is kind of like the focus right now. It's like, okay, well, relationship front, we're looking a little bit bad, but I can devote more of this time to my children, something like that, more time into saving. But it's really when we're on the cusp of something new, and it's a really stable energy, although it is slower moving with that Earth, pinnacle. But that's okay. It's a really good start. So you guys may be hearing about opportunities coming in as far as work, um, or money or something is concerned. Now, in the past, we've got the Seven of Swords. This card is like the liar, cheater, ain't shit person. A lot of times, But it's also a card of avoidance. You see, like this person thinks they're getting away without having to kind of deal with something. Now, the way it's sitting is it's like this, next to the Justice and the Knight of Pentacles. So it's almost like I feel like in the past, you guys were trying to avoid this whole situation from going down. Like you were trying to avoid maybe talks that need to be had. You were trying to avoid just like really going and filing papers for divorce because you guys both know it's not working or something. Like there's something that you guys were trying to avoid in the past that finally has caught up with you. Like you guys are finally facing your demons now, which is really good, because Pisces do have the tendency when things get tough to want to go and escape reality. Okay? And instead of doing that, even though you were doing that for a while, it's like you came to a place where like, you know what, I just have to face the music. And that's really good. And through that, you find that you're going through and going to be going through this transformation period, which death, unlike the Tower, it's not like something just drastically hits, right? It's not like something just, out of nowhere comes. Death energy, ending of a death energy, we know it's coming. We've seen it coming. We've sensed that it's coming, right? Because it's when something slowly dies off naturally, right? It's like by the time we get to death, we know, but we're just like kind of in denial type thing. But there are natural occurrences of death every single day in real life. When I always use this example, like when the flowers die and then come spring, blooms come back up. Like death and rebirth is a constant thing, and because you have the death card, it does signify that there will be a rebirth afterwards, right? So it's like, and then a new cycle will start. So take it easy with this energy. It can be a heavy one. You can also have a Scorpio in your life influencing you, or this can be just you taking on the Scorpio energy, right? But yeah. Now, in your hopes and fears, it's funny because I think it was the last reading I had for you guys. This person was in your environment. You have the Queen of Swords in your environment, and I told you she was just like done and fed up with all shit, right? I feel like this is both a hope and fear. I feel like in many ways you guys are hoping to have communication and to get clear. Like I feel like that's what you really want, but due to how you're set up in terms of like your defense mechanisms, like I said, it's easier for you guys to just escape reality. So although you're hoping to have this communication to be very upfront about something going forward, I do feel like you're also scared of that too, because it's just like again, it goes back to like that avoidance card, that Seven of Swords. Like, oh, it's just easier to just like walk away from the situation or just ignore it for a bit and like hope it like, calms down, dies off on its own naturally. Um, so in many terms, in many ways, I feel like this is an external person that you are kind of hoping to clear things up with, but scared because you don't really want to get red. You know what I'm saying? But then in other ways, I feel like this is your energy, like you guys hoping to step into this place where instead of avoiding, instead of, just letting things go, like you're hoping to kind of step more into this place of clarity and of being very direct. And the beautiful thing about the Queen of Swords is she has that perfect balance of the masculine and feminine energy. And a lot of times that's what it takes in order to get the job done, right? It's about having that nudge and that push, but that's subtle and almost undetectable. That's how women move, right? That's how we're supposed to. That's how we try. But yeah. So in your external, you got the Ten of Wands. Okay, so I hate it, but I am happy that it's 10 because we know that it's coming to an end, right? And I know it's coming to an end because if you see how I see, Death card is following the Ten of Wands. So it's like all these burdens, all these responsibilities, all these things that you were trying to control and maybe felt like you couldn't, all these things that are bad for you and just at the end of the day breaking your back, the Devil card is coming. And, after he gets done with the Pope and the baby and all that stuff, he's coming for this too, right? It's like your troubles are getting washed away. And that could be trouble people. If there's a fire sign in your life, someone who just makes you feel stressed and someone who's like, it's like every single time you deal with them, talk to them, it's just always a hard fucking thing. Like, damn, there's always a problem. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel like they're in your environment, like, and they may not even be physically in your environment. You may not have seen them in a long time, but either way, I feel like they're in your headspace, right? And you'll be letting that go, and that's good. Even if you were in the wrong, in the first place, there's no point in just being in something toxic, either way, right? So, and you guys don't want to, because right now you've got the Five of Swords. Like you don't want to fight. You're trying to avoid fights. You're trying to almost avoid conversation because you know it might turn into a fight. Like you really are just trying to be about your business and, handle up on the things you know that you need to. But it's like anything that's extra that's coming to you, you guys can't even handle it right now, right? Yeah. I think you guys are just really trying to figure out where you fit in the world, what you want to do, what is true for you. Because then at the end of the day, you got that Hierophant card, right? This is all about tradition, all about finding your tribe, whether it's in a religious aspect. Maybe you guys are starting to take, a certain religion more seriously. Maybe you're going to church more or temples or whatever. Maybe, your spirituality, and spirituality to me is it's individual for every person. It's so personal. But maybe you're taking that a little bit more seriously. Maybe reflecting on commitments and the commitments you've been in, and but it's a 5 card. So 5s are in the tarot all about change too. And I'm going to clarify that because I'm curious. Actually, let's do the clarifications now. So yeah, Pisces. It feels like you guys tried to avoid the situation in the past because you knew that was going to bring you some type of disappointment or heartbreak, right? With that 3 of Swords. But it feels like right now you guys are in a place where you're able to like just step up and man up to the situation. You guys are going through a big transformation right now. So all these things that feel uncomfortable, all these things that are just heavy for you, you're going to start to slowly put those sticks down. You're going to start being more direct. At least you're hoping to be. And you know what? I think that death transformation will bring that out of you a little bit more, which is good. And you guys are trying to do the avoiding thing a little bit with that 7 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. you know, I tell people I'm telling you how I feel when once because you heard me the first time. Do you know what I mean? Like you heard me the first time. I'm working on being very clear and not having the same conversations with people because I feel like in a lot of ways I'm finding that it's just ways for people trying to manipulate you, you know, a second or third time. It's like making sure, like, yeah, don't get caught up in massive arguments, but making sure that you're being fair in that you are actually having the conversations and being very honest and being very direct with these people. And then in that way, if they try to keep coming to you and wanting to fuss over it, it's like, girl, I told you the first time. And I was very clear. I didn't stutter. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do any of that. I feel like that's just kind of the space that you guys are going to be in. Okay? And really figuring out you. Well, let's look at this Three of Swords. Why did Pisces get Three of Swords? You guys got it because of Seven of Pentacles. Right? So, maybe, especially for you guys that were in a relationship, it's like you weren't giving enough to it, right? This is a sow, you reap what you sow card, right? So right now it's like you guys are finally reaping what you sowed if you guys broke up. And, you know, I do feel like for a lot of you, and this could be vice versa. This is literally general. But I do feel like for a number of you, you know, it didn't add up at the end of the day. And so that's what caused this heartbreak. And it could be because there was a lack of effort on your part or that person's part. What was the Seven of Swords? King of Wands. Yeah, so a lot of you guys are avoiding a conversation or a breakup or something serious. A lot of you guys, I feel like it's with a fire sign. And I said that earlier. I said fire. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Some of you guys could be trying to avoid, or could have been trying to avoid smoke with them, right? Now, Page of Pentacles. You guys got the Devil. So really going in, and this is in your root, right? There's this transformation that you guys are going to be going through with the Death card. It is going to require you guys to sacrifice something. Now, I decided to say this to somebody else the other day. I believe it was Sagittarius. Anyways, that's funny. Well, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's going to require sacrifice on your part, right? The devil is what has power over us. This is the things that, you know, we just keep going back to that we know aren't good for us, whether it's people, drugs, you know, behavior, thought patterns. It could be anything. The devil could be anything. It's whatever your drug is, whatever it is that holds you back, that you know better, but you keep going to it, right? So that with the Page of Pentacles, it's going to, you guys are going to be required to give up some of these bad behaviors or thoughts or bad habits in order to come into a place where you're building your abundance back, right? Where you're building things up, whether it's in a relationship or just on your own. Now, what is this Queen of Swords? Ten of Wands. Wow. Okay, so you got two Ten of Wands and they're right on top of each other. So yeah, you guys are afraid to have a conversation with someone who's being very direct with you because it just feels too heavy. Like it just feels like too much. And I do feel like this is that same person. This is exactly what I was saying with this Ten of Wands above here. Like whoever, there's people in your life that just bring you too much stress. You may love them and they may be good people. You know, being a toxic person doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. Some people are just toxic for each other because like either they're energy vampires or they're whatever, and they don't even mean anything by it. They're not trying to be like that, but some people just aren't good for certain people. It could be something like that. Again, I'm getting either air or fire. So Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Okay, let me clarify this Ten of Wands. The sun. Yeah, you want to just drop. It could be a Leo, right? Again, that's more fire energy. But I feel like you guys just want to be happy, right? You just want to find your happy. And I feel like you were trying to find it in this place with this situation or this person for so long. And it's like finally coming to the realization, yeah, I mean, you got strength at the bottom right now, that maybe they're just not the one, right? And I just want to clarify this Hierophant, and then we'll get into your oracle card. With the Hierophant, you guys got Page of Swords. So, Ace of Wands. I Now, Page of Swords, pages are messengers. They're young in energy. Um, so this could be a person that you're dealing with externally that is younger than you. Again, we're getting air again. But okay, the thing with the Page of Swords, it's communication that's not mature yet. It's still very childlike, whether it's like for being petty or whether it's just like that childlike innocence where you just kind of say things off the cuff of your head and you don't even realize um, that like there could be a bad reaction from that, right? You're like, I'm just keeping it real, kind of thing. I told that same thing to Aquarius. If you are Pisces, Aquarius, a Pisces that's on the cusp of Aquarius, watch that video. It might be helpful for you to get some more messages. But this isn't a time to just kind of be like, ugh, whatever with what you thought or with what you want in your communication, right? Now, I do feel like you guys are going to be exploring, like, look, this person is on a journey, kind of exploring um, around, right? They're like in a desert, they've got their guard up just in case. But again, and this is early, this could be, it's on the cusp of something, right? So it's like early communication. You guys could be, again, trying to find a church. You guys could be trying to find just your way in general, right? Where you align yourself. So this could be like, premature talk to different people, like you putting yourself out there more. I know that's not normally what Page of Swords means, but with this and the rest of these cards playing, it almost feels like you guys are in like early stages of talking to people, trying to get information, trying to gather things, right? Pages are trying to learn about whatever suit they're in. So it's like you guys are trying to gain knowledge, right, about the world, the way it works, different things in it. Where you went wrong, where you went right, what tradition means to you, that sort of thing. Um, I feel like that's where the month will kind of lead you after you've gone through this, or while really you're going through this death transformation. It's like you really trying to explore that further. Okay. So we've got words of abundance, which is beautiful. It says, you have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your attitude and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you attract for yourself and others. Beautiful. So, being mindful of the things that you say to yourself out loud and in your head. Being mindful of the energy that you're putting out there, because law of attraction states that we get whatever we put out, right? That's just what it is. And you guys do have the ability to manifest. I mean, you guys are a water sign. You guys are super watery, super intuitive. You guys have that gift. So really going into your own natural power so that you can bring more abundant situations to you, right? So passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So, and this can be in a romantic sense. Obviously, it's a romantic angels card. But I really feel like for you guys, a message too is just having passion for everything that you're doing going forward. And if you don't have a certain passion for it, then why are you doing it type thing? For others of you, there may be someone in your life that you are feeling very drawn to and you want to kind of come closer to and, just really, yeah, really be passionate with. But for the most part, I think this is just advice overall, like doing things that drive you, you know, in a certain way, and not putting yourself through other things that you don't like, because then when you do that, then you guys go into this place of hiding mentally and nobody can reach you, nobody can find you. It's like if you guys stay in this place of things where you feel passionate, feel strongly and good about, you guys will always do well. Um, and that's just general rule of thumb. We as humans kind of need that, right? Um, to get us to the next best thing. So I think you guys are going to be fine, Pisces. I just would say avoid mess, you know, absolutely be fair and get clear, but avoid mess, okay? Um, and there's going to be a sacrifice that needs to be made. You guys have to drop some type of old behavior or something in order to get all these things coming to you. But with this death transformation card, things are coming to you, okay? So, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next month. Bye, guys.